Buenas noches, nos vamos a preparar para hacer arti de bienvenida a Shri Mataji.
Good evening, sisters and brothers. We're going to prepare ourselves to make the welcome to our Holy Mother Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, singing Swagata Agata.
स्वागत आगत स्वागतम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम हम सब करते स्वागतम हम सब करते स्वागतम आज हमारे बीच पधारे श्री माता जी आप ही तारे आज हमारे बीच पधारे श्री माता जी आप ही तारे झुम झुम के करते हैं गान झुम झुम के करते हैं गान स्वागत आगत स्वागतम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम उज्जवर माता जी के दर्शन पाकर करते हैं स्वागत दिल से गाकर उज्जवर माता जी के दर्शन पाकर करते हैं स्वागत दिल से गाकर प्रेम फूलों की माला पहनाते हैं हम प्रेम फूलों की माला पहनाते हैं हम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम निर्मल माँ से विनती हमारी जीवन सुख से कर दे भारी निर्मल माँ से विनती हमारी जीवन सुख से कर दे भारी आनंद प्रेम शांति सदा ही रहे आनंद प्रेम शांति सदा ही रहे स्वागत आगत स्वागतम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम हम सब करते स्वागतम हम सब करते स्वागतम आज हमारे बीच पधारे श्री माता जी आप ही तारे आज हमारे बीच पधारे श्री माता जी आप ही तारे झुम झुम के करते हैं गान झुम झुम के करते हैं गान स्वागत आगत स्वागतम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम स्वागत आगत स्वागतम
Nos preparamos para meditar, subiéndonos la kundalini y haciéndonos el bandha.
Now, please, brothers and sisters, let's rise our Kundalini collectively and put ourselves our bandhan.
Madre, esta noche tus hijos de todas las Américas estamos aquí para ofrecerte nuestro corazón.
Mother, your children from all the Americas, we are here, we gather here to offer you this session with all our hearts.
Pedimos llevar la atención a nuestro Muladhara al principio de todo, para entonces entonar Shri Ganesha.
Please bring our attention to our Muladhara chakra, to Shri Ganesha. We're gonna say the mantra Shri Ganesha.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Madre, con esperanza sabemos que vas a establecer con todo tu amor la inocencia en cada uno de nosotros.
Mother, we have hope that you're going to establish the innocence principle within ourselves.
Por favor, elimina todos los obstáculos para el ascenso de todos los hermanos en América en esta noche.
Mother, please remove all the obstacles in all your children in the Americas so we can achieve a higher awareness tonight.
Llevemos ahora toda nuestra atención a nuestro Svadhisthana derecho.
Now let's bring our attention to our right Swadhisthana.
Con todo nuestro deseo te pedimos, Madre, por favor, establece en nosotros la pura atención.
Mother, it's our desire that we can establish pure attention in our awareness.
Shri Nirmala Chita. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Chita Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Llevemos la atención ahora al navi lado derecho y con confianza le pidamos a nuestra Madre que establezca en nosotros hoy el saber que tú lo haces todo y nosotros nada.
Now, with our attention in the right navi, we're gonna ask Sri Mataji, Mother, please make us aware that you are the one who do everything. We do not do anything. You are the doer.
Shri Raja Lakshmi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Raja Lakshmi Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Llevemos la atención al corazón central
Now our attention to central heart anahata, central anahata.
Inhalemos alto y profundo para sentir nuestro corazón como se expande.
We can feel how our heart is expanding. We can feel it.
Y con confianza, Madre, te pedimos, por favor, establece en nosotros la seguridad y la compasión.
With full confidence, we ask our Mother, Mother, please establish in ourselves complete compassion and security in ourselves.
Madre, por favor, establece tus pies de loto en nuestro corazón.
Mother, please establish your holy lotus feet in our hearts.
Madre, por favor, establecete en el corazón de las Américas.
Mother, please establish yourselves in the heart of Americas.
Shri Durga Mata Yagadamba. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Durga Mata Jagadamba Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Podemos llevar la atención al Vishuddhi central.
Now our attention to central Vishuddhi.
Madre, por favor, establece en nosotros el balance.
Mother, please establish in ourselves the full balance.
El balance que Shri Krishna nos enseñó y estableció con alegría y con gozo.
The balance Sri Krishna has shown to us with love and awareness.
Podemos dar un bandhan a nuestro Vishuddhi.
We can give abandon over our Vishuddhi with our right hand.
Madre, por favor, establece en nosotros sabernos colectivos.
Mother, please establish in ourselves our own collectivity, the principle of collectivity.
Madre, que podamos hacer lo que tú quieres que hagamos con total desapego.
Mother, may we can do whatever you want us to do with full detachment.
Y podemos decir el mantra de Shri Krishna. Shri Radha Krishna. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Radha Krishna Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Podemos llevar la atención al Sahasrara y pedir a nuestra Madre con todo nuestro corazón. Madre, por favor, establece en todos nosotros la certeza en Nirvichara, Nirvikalpa, Samadhi.
Now, with our attention in Sahasrara, we're going to ask, Mother, please establish in our Sahasrara the Nirvikalpa state, the Nirvichara state.
Shri Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirvikalpa Samadhi Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Quedamos en silencio en estado de meditación.
Now let's remain in silence for a moment, enjoying our meditation.
of Vishnu. And Vishnu is the one who is the preserver of this universe. When this whole world was created, it was necessary to create a preserver also, because this world would have been destroyed. And completely, if it is left alone without a preserver, then the way human beings are, they could have done anything to this world. But so Vishnu is the preserver. He is the preserver, and he is the only one really incarnates. Of course, sometimes Brahmadeva also incarnated. But he only takes forms. In our evolutionary process, he has taken different forms, came on this earth in different ways. But still he had, as you say, 12 up to 12 was Shri Rama. And up to 10, he was there. So he created also an atmosphere of the many great prophets around himself, so that they could preserve the dharma of this universe. So the basis of preservation was dharma, which has got, as you know, the most important basic foundation for spiritual life. In this dharma, whatever was to be established balance. It was a habit with people to go to extremes in anything. So he created a balance within us. The first principle of dharma was to create balance. If a person doesn't have a balance, then he cannot achieve his ascent. Simple as that. If you don't have a balance in your aeroplane, it cannot ascend. If you don't have a balance, say, on a ship, it won't move. In the same way, first the human beings had to achieve the balance. But they are born with different capacities, with different capabilities. I said that Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jati Rupena Samsita. Means the aptitudes are different. They are born with different aptitudes, with different faces, with different colors, because variety was to be created. If everybody looked the same, you see, they would be looking like some robots or something. So everybody was created in a different way according to the country, according to the parents. All this was organized by the principle of Shri Vishnu, that he created this world in different varieties. He gave variety. And Shri Krishna is the master of it. At the time when Shri Krishna came, people were extremely serious type and had become very ritualistic. The reason was that Rama came and he talked of maryadas. And these maryadas made people extremely austere type. In that austerity, people lost the sense of joy, sense of beauty, sense of variety. So the Shri Krishna's incarnation came, as we call it, the Sampurna. It's complete because he has 16 petals. As the moon has 16 kalas, he too had 16 petals, so he is Sampurna, and he is what we call is the Purnima, is the full moon. With this completeness of his incarnation, of Vishnu's incarnation, from Vishnu to many other incarnations, he came as the complete incarnation, the total of Sri Vishnu was manifested. So, whatever was lacking in Rama's incarnation, he brought it forth. As you know that on the center, on the right heart, you have 12 petals. With this, he showed so many things which people miss completely. Because, unfortunately, Gita was written down. When Gita was written down, people started following the book word by word, not understanding. And in the Gita, his message was never for peace. He didn't say you should be peaceful. It was something like jihad. That he said that to Arjuna, you have to fight. At this time, you have to fight for dharma, for the truth. And you have to fight. Then he said, I can't kill my uncles and I can't kill my grandfather and I can't kill my relations. He said, who are you killing? They are already dead. Because they have no dharma. If you have no dharma, then you are already dead. So what is there to kill or not to kill? And that is what today we see. In modern times, especially America, which is the country of Vishuddhi, they have no dharma. So they are already dead, under dope or whatever you may call it, under fear of all kinds of diseases. They are already dead, and whom are you going to kill? And this message was in Kurukshetra he gave to Arjuna. But then he said, you have asked me to kill these people because I have dharma in me. I am killing them, all right. But what beyond this? What is beyond that? So he describes Sahaja. Beyond this was Sahaja. Was first he describes in the second chapter, who is the Sthita Prajna? Is the man who is balanced. Then he says that such a man is never angry. He doesn't get angry. Inside, he is absolutely at peace. So what he described later on is really the modern times. Or we can say our Sahaja, in which he said how a person should become. He didn't write or he didn't say how to become that. But the description is just like Christ, I think, where he says that if somebody slaps you on one face, you put the other side of the face. All this is actually description of surgeries, of the future, not at that time when Kauravas were fighting the Pandavas. It was not at that time. During that fight, he told him that if you become a Sthita Prajna, then you can transcend all these problems, all these understandings that you have, and you become absolutely peaceful with yourself. On one side, he said, you have to fight. Now in modern times, we do not have to fight Kauravas. There are no Kauravas. The 5 Pandavas have to fight the Kauravas. So now what are these 5 Pandavas? They are our senses. Or we can call they are the cosmos divided into various elements. What's that? They have to fight. They have to fight the Kauravas, which are within us. Now there are 100 Kauravas, not one. It is, if you extend it, then we can say the nature has to fight something that is against the nature. Now people will say anger is natural. Getting annoyed is natural. To be aggressive is natural. It is not. Anger and all these things may have been natural. But now we must know that we have the natural capacity to ascend. It's natural to go higher. It is natural to be Sthitapragya. It is natural to be Sajogi. This is also built in us. For example, a seed is a seed. When it is seed, we call it seed. All right, natural is to be seed. But then it sprouts, then becomes the tree. So it is also natural in a seed that all that future, all the thousands of trees it is going to be, is also in that seed. And now, as you know, they are experimenting that in one seed you can get 1,000, minimum of thousands of little sprouts in one seed, and which can be made, all of them, into trees or plants. This is a new thing that has come up. So when he said that you have to become a Sthitapragya, what he was trying to say, that you should achieve your balance. Now this he told, there was a war on. When they were warring, all right, you have to do it. If you have to war with people, if you have to kill them, it's all right. But afterwards, once that is over, then what you have to do is to build up your spiritual sense. Now the building up of the spiritual sense is our work, and that's what we have to do. Not only dharma. Many Sajogis think that they are going in dharma, so they are all right. They are working in dharma, they are living in a dharmic life, they are. I am very surprised and happy that they are doing it. But that's not the end of it. That's the balance part, where you are balancing yourself. Now what you have to do is to go ahead and build up your spiritual self and spread it. This is the work of Shri Krishna also, because he is the one who communicates all over. As you know, America is communicating everywhere, in a wrong way, but it is. It has got computers, it has got this, all communication things it has done, because it is innately built in them to communicate. But because they don't believe in Shri Krishna, neither in dharma, so the basis itself is wrong. And with this wrong basis, they have started spreading. With this very wrong basis, they have started spreading all kinds of filth and dirt and I don't know what to call it, which is against human beings, which is against our ascent, which is against God. And they are doing all this. Why? why are they doing which they are not supposed to do? I think it's the intellect. Their intellect, which is also, I should say, is the brain, which is the seat of Virat. Can you imagine? It's the seat of Virat. And with their intellect, what do? They say it is natural. It is natural to be adharmic. It is natural to be aggressive. It is natural to be money oriented. Everything that they have is all natural. Because according to them, with their intellect, they have somehow or other managed to convince through your rationality that this is the correct thing to do. Without this, you cannot exist. I mean, this is supposed to be their culture now. Now, if that is the culture all over, it's not only in America, all over, this sort of a nonsensical culture is accepted because of the intellect. They are much more intelligent. You see, a person who always thinks of money, this, that, naturally becomes very intelligent in the sense he becomes sharp, he becomes smart, he becomes smart in a way, something as if he knows everything. He starts thinking he knows everything. Whatever he is doing is right. Whatever the way he is behaving, he is right. So, these Pandavas, which he has got within himself, these elements that he has got, he uses them for a purpose which is destructive, absolutely destructive, anti-God. And he is not aware, because his intelligence always justifies whatever he is doing is justified. And he has given also so much of brains to these intellectuals that they also try to go against what is dharma. For example, even Shri Krishna's life, they try to depict by saying that Shri Krishna himself had 5 wives and he had 16 wives later. Actually, these were his power. But without understanding what Sri Krishna was, because intellect is such a gross nonsense that it doesn't take you to the right thinking, always to the wrong thinking. It moves you because you want to justify everything. And this justification makes you live with yourself. Otherwise, normally, you can't live with yourself. It is very difficult to live with a life which is adharmic, which is aggressive, which is what you can call a warmongering type. But they live. So, all that is expected of a human being, just the opposite of that, juxtaposition of that, is being done in all these Western cultures. You can see it clearly, how they justify. Immorality, they can justify. One Mr. Freud came in, he replaced even Christ. Of course, I mean, he had to, because Christ was even more strict than Muhammad Sahib, who said, anybody does anything with one eye, with the eyes, you should take out one eye. And anybody whose hand is spoiling him, he should cut his hand. I mean, most of the Europeans and Americans would have been without one hand, I think, according to Christ. Thank God they didn't follow him to that point. And also Muhammad Sahib thought that Christ has done so much for the men, why not we do something for the women also? So he made something for women. Both of them are too much for human beings. They didn't realize it. Who is going to take out one eye for that? They have intellect. Now, if they are looking at many women, there's a justification is natural. Have you seen any animal behaving like that? If the animals are natural beings, We are worse than animals. And what a mess we have created with this kind of understanding through these intellectuals who are trying to tell us something, and we accept. So this is one of the problems, is if there's an intelligent man, he dominates. Now, for example, some fashion starts. We all take it. It's a fashion. But why are you taking it? It's a fashion. So the intellect of an entrepreneur can really befool you completely. But not with people who are wise. They will say, get lost. We have had all this. This is about morality part. That is the worst practiced in the West. I mean, worse than animals, I should say. And that's how they are suffering today. They are suffering with so many diseases, so many troubles, this, that. Second thing which we always justify is violence. Now, there is no war going on in Kurukshetra. But you see violence everywhere. In America, it's terrible. When my daughter went, she took out all her ornaments, put it with me. She said, Mommy, I can't carry this. Nothing was given to the girl. All artificial things were given. Because you can be killed for it. I'm not saying it's only in America, it's everywhere. Because everybody's guru is America. It starts from America, the Gurudom, and people just follow blindly. So the violence is now entering into our films, Indian films also, but now they have taken some objection. Maybe it is too much for us. But this kind of thing that you can kill anybody. So if you go on like this, you see, if that is the criteria of greatness, then Rwanda people should be placed highest in the evolutionary process. Killing somebody is not allowed. Thou shalt not kill. Muslims are killing. Everybody is killing everyone. The other day they killed a very nice man in India for nothing at all. This idea of aggressiveness ultimately takes you to the killing part. You can't even create one ant. How can you kill human beings like that? Of course, this killing business is taken to the highest limit, like Hitler believed that he was top of the world. This is same. That you just forget what you are and you start assuming through your ego that you are something very great. Also in Sahaja Yoga, I find recently there are some people who are saying they are gods, they are deities, everything. So this ego business is actually taking energy of your intelligence. And the greatest enemy of a human being is his intelligence, I think. Because it's so limited, it is so conditioned, and it is so arrogant, and it is so blind. Wisdom is a different thing. Wisdom you don't get in colleges, schools, universities, nowhere. Where do you get it, the wisdom? You get it through your spirit, which gives you a complete idea as to what is right and what is wrong. Whatever is wrong will be accepted by intellect, always. Intellect is not wisdom, one must understand. There are two things, wisdom and intellect. Now, Krishna was known to be the diplomat. He had divine diplomacy. That means what? He was very intelligent. No doubt, without that you can't do. I've met some people who are very highly placed, don't have much intelligence even, but I have now seen that this intellect is a dangerous thing. So Shri Krishna, he used his intellect. He is all powerful. Nothing can dominate him. Even his intellect cannot dominate him. He used his intellect. Difference between the two you should see. You should be able to use your intellect and not to be dominated by your intellect. So he used his intellect by which he solved many problems. His whole diplomacy was to use his intellect and use it for the purpose of divine. All the time, the divine in him was helping him to use his intellect. So the difference is that we are slaves of our intellect, and he is the master of his intellect. Not only everything, his conditioning, his master, his emotions, his master, his body, he is the master. He is master of everything. And when you master it, you see your intellect very clearly, oh, this is what it is suggesting. This is not. This intellect can give you very so-called positive ideas that you are the Lord of the whole world. This is supposed to be positive. Or the same intellect can give you ideas that you are nothing. This intellect plays on top of you. Now, you are not to be guided by your intellect but by your wisdom, as you are Sajogis. So, you have a very good instrument of feeling it. Through your vibrations, you can make out what is good and what is bad. And you can see sometimes, as being human beings, there are some intellectual effects also coming in. But with Sahaja Yoga, you can judge. What is this intellect telling you? Because the intellect that you have has come out of what? Is the main thing. Should go to the subtle point. How this intellect has come to us. This intellect has come to us because our brain became active very soon. I have seen some children extremely intelligent, but they have no wisdom. If only the brain develops too much, could be a mother is a very intelligent woman and father must be very intelligent, inheritance would be great, so they get it. Or maybe the circumstances, like if you are born in a particular country, you suddenly become very intelligent. I've seen Americans, they read all the time. All the time you see them reading, even English they read. But what is the outcome of all that reading, I don't know. Every book they will read. If you ask them what is a computer, they know the computer is this thing, that thing, that thing, all things. I don't know how to even put off my television. If you ask them about television, they will know. Anything you want to know about mechanical things, they will know. Anything about politics, they will know. Whose father was that, and they will tell you that, no, this is like this is like that. All this is avidya. Is not knowledge, it is non-knowledge. So they think they are very intelligent because they know everything about everything. Now, with this intellect, as this consciousness comes in, they start creating very intellectual ideas. Especially in America, I have seen, they have got for children all kinds of funny things just to extract money. For example, there is a gollywog or something which has a birthday. Can you imagine? A birthday is there. And sometimes, you see, even the people have big parties for that. Then they started, let us have birthday of the dogs. So they are having birthdays of the dogs. Anybody who puts ideas into them. Then there are organizations where they say, all right, when you are going to die, you tell us what suit you want to wear, what tie you want to wear, what shoes, what clothes, then what, what kind of a coffin you want to go, plastic or wood or this and that. I mean, so it is to be prescribed. To such an extent that some people say, put us in the ice, you see, so we'll be there. The worst thing, I think, especially in Europe, is that they have nicely advertised and marketed the thing of going for a holiday. So, in Italy, supposing a person doesn't go to a holiday, he'll say, there's a crisis in my life. What? I couldn't go to a holiday. Then they said, you must go there, tan your faces, stay there in hotels. So many hotels have come up. Everybody has to go out. Especially I was surprised, the whole of Milan is closed for 1 month. Nobody you can find there. See, I think if they all go and live in jungles would be a better idea. They will learn much more than to waste their time on the seashore. There's
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Querida familia, podemos hacer un profundo namaskar a nuestra madre.
Now, please, brothers and sisters, let's do a namaskar to the holy lotus feet of Shri Mataji.
Si podemos elevar todos juntos la Kundalini y hacernos los bandhans.
Now, let's rise ourselves all together, our Mother Kundalini, and put ourselves abandoned collectively.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, and we're going to continue our program tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much for joining this session. Jai Shri Mataji. Good evening.
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो प्यारा मोहन हृदय में बिठाया करो प्यारा मोहन हृदय में बिठाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो लगाया करो ध्यान चित्त में समाकर भगा मन कहीं फिर लाओ जमा कर लगाया करो ध्यान चित्त में समाकर भगा मन कहीं फिर लाओ जमा कर बातें संतों की उसको पढ़ाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद